tonight's top story. The search is over for a missing Tuscaloosa man in the Gulf of Mexico. 54-year-old Billy Lagrone was spearfishing with friends about 40 miles off the coast of Orange Beach when he disappeared into the water.
The Coast Guard has ended efforts to find Lagrone. WVUA reporter Daniel Sparkman spoke with his son and a longtime friend and has their reaction tonight.
Friends say Billy Lagrone was an avid spear fisherman for the past 20 years. That's one of the reasons it was a shock for them to hear Billy Lagrone had gone missing. Lagrone's son Kirk says it was the family's decision for the Coast Guard to suspend the search on Saturday.
They asked us if they wanted to continue, and we said no. We wanted him to, stay at sea, where he loved to be, where he always loved to be.
Longtime friend and South Trust Bank co-worker Bev Lee says he will always remember the good times he and Lagrone had together.
Billy and I were friends socially as well as through the bank. We entertained a lot together. We hunted and fished together. It's just been a long, fun friendship. It's a sad day for Tuscaloosa here at the prospect of losing someone that talented.
Monday, Lagrone's family went out 40 miles in the Gulf to the spot where Lagrone was last seen. They had a private memorial to say their goodbyes. Lagrone's son remembers his dad as a great role model and friend.
It's just hard to see him go. He had a great influence in my life. He was the most determined person I've ever met, most motivated person I've ever met. He'd always push through anything. He was never scared of anything, and that's the way he lived his life, and that's the way that he wanted to live his life. It's great to see that he died doing what he loved to do, and he always is going to live in our hearts, and our family's always going to be here with us.
The U.S. Coast Guard will continue to investigate the cause of the incident. In Tuscaloosa, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
Memorial services are being planned for Tuscaloosa and for Lagrone's new home of Fairhope.
WVUA is covering Marengo County, where a family of 7 was killed in a plane crash. That crash happened Saturday night near the Demopolis Airport in a densely wooded area. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, 2 parents and their 5 children were all killed. They were from the Destin, Florida area. Today, the National Transportation Safety Board was on site investigating the scene of this crash. Authorities say the father was trying to land a Cessna C-421 after it lost an engine.
Investigation.
Well, the on-scene phase of the investigation out here will probably wrap up within the next couple of days. And then at that time, we'll be getting a lot of documentation and records and what have you. We'll start getting that in. And we're going to say 6 months to a year at this time.
Officials say that family was returning from a family reunion.
WVUA is covering Greene County, where there has been a shakeup in the leadership of the school system. According to the president of the school board, Superintendent Isaac Atkins has been fired. Among the reasons given include breach of contract, neglect of duty, and unprofessional conduct. Officials say the board notified Atkins on Saturday, and she has 15 days to request a hearing before the board. Meanwhile, the board has appointed Dr. Emma Louie to serve as interim superintendent, and we're told the board will begin a search for a new superintendent.
1 week from today is the deadline to apply for financial assistance from FEMA and the Small Business Administration. And to help storm survivors with the process, the SBA has opened their disaster loan outreach centers. They're located in the McDonald Hughes Center on MLK Jr. Boulevard, also at the American Legion Post on University Boulevard. These are in the same location as the FEMA Disaster Recovery Centers. They are open Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. until 5 p.m. People who had damage from storms from April 15th through May 31st can apply for assistance. Now, some important phone numbers for you for help. If you'd like more information from FEMA, call them at 1-800-621-3362. You can also get more information from the Small Business Association. Just call 1-800-659-2955.
In the aftermath of the April 27th storms, people across Alabama have amazing stories of loss, survival, and resilience, And we've heard many of those stories, but there are lots more out there to share, and we want to hear from you. If you have a storm-related story that you would like to share, go to our website, WVUATV.com, and click on the graphic on the right-hand side of our homepage that says Alabama Tornadoes. We'd also like to see the photos and video you shot after the storm.
Race grabbed the spotlight again today in the state's gambling corruption trial. Prosecutors played a wiretapped phone call between two Country Crossing casino employees. Lobbyist Jared Massey talked with a casino spokesman about issuing a statement to the media. Massey said the statement didn't need to come from Green Track in Greene County because they did not, quote, need to blacken this thing up any more than possible, end quote. Massey testified he probably made a poor choice of words. He said gambling had been associated with African American communities, and he wanted to show support from diverse communities. Massey has pleaded guilty. 9 people are on trial on charges of buying and selling votes.
Huntsville's Marshall Space Flight Center had a special mission for the Atlantis shuttle this weekend.
Good morning, Atlantis! The Marshall Space Flight Center hopes you enjoyed your ride to orbit. We wish you a successful mission and a safe return home.
That was the Space Shuttle Atlantis wake-up call Saturday. Atlantis is on a 12-day mission to deliver supplies to the International Space Station. They're delivering food, clothes, and other provisions for the space station. It's enough supplies to keep the station going for a full year.
As well as with the camera.